So close your eyes again. Or, acknowledge your partner before you close your eyes. Acknowledge each other. And bless us all that we can have the eyes to see beyond the apparent, and that how much we get from doing something like this or anything along these lines in our lives with people we know. And the hard part is, of course, to do it with our spouses, with our children. It's all too common for a father not to really be able to see who his son or daughter is. The son and daughter that grew up alone in the house after years of being alone. She left after years of living alone. What's that line, right? So let's really take it upon ourselves. Perhaps even one relationship that you haven't really put enough into. One relationship that needs your attention. Turn your attention to that relationship now in your mind, in the heart, in the holy of holies of your heart, and ask that person whom you love, but whom you have not expressed that love to, in your mind, in your heart. Ask that person for forgiveness for not seeing them for who they are, for not appreciating them for who they are. Your daughter, your son, your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband, your mom, your dad. And then maybe even commit to doing something about it. That's what it's all about. We came here to come out of dysfunction into functionality, into tikkun, into fixing, into rectification. This lifetime is for the rectification of relationships. There are 6 billion of us alive on the planet now. And we came here with all of our individual stories to fix our own souls and to become part and to play privileged parts in the collective drama. Let's really commit to becoming conscious and aware that we are part of a godly story, and that nobody we meet is by chance, and that nothing that happens, and all of the stuff that goes on where we lose it and we go down into the lower level, the wounds. And this is the last thing I'll say right now, is that relationships can start off so beautiful. Right? That's stage 1. We meet each other, we fall in love. What's stage 2? Inevitably, stage 2 is the power struggle. The power struggle. Where you say things and do things to the very person you love so much. You can even destroy with your own hands, with your own words. You don't even know what you're doing, because when you're doing it, you're not yourself. The rabbis say, somebody who's in a state of anger has no God at that moment. So, make a strong commitment now. It can be seen like a storm at sea. The waves are washing up onto the deck. Chairs are being washed away. Everything that's not completely tied down is going to be taken and thrown into the sea. You better hold on to something that'll be there when the storm is over. It's exactly what an emotional storm is about. You better not do anything to say or do anything that will destroy the very thing that you hold most precious. And then the work is to begin, is now. Why did this happen to us? We need help with this. We all need help with this. We need tools. And the tools and the context within which the tools can really work is to know that stage 2, which is the power struggle, was meant to happen. It was part of our souls coming together. Instead of fighting each other, we came together to truly be there for each other in acknowledgement. And then we can get to stage 3. And it can be much better than ever. And then we'll look back with wisdom and say, wow, I wouldn't have chosen to do it that way, but look what we've gained in the process. The same thing with God. Stage 2 is that we're upset with you, God. this world that you've made, why'd you make it like this? But stage 3, and I'm just telling you this, I'm not proving it. Stage 3 is that God is going to reveal to us what's behind all of this. And the incredible thankfulness that we're going to have for having the privilege of being alive, that is going to overwhelm us for eternity, for eternal growth in the love of the Infinite One. It has to be hidden now, but it's all in order that we can come to the most incredible closeness with our souls, with each other, and with God. So again, in marriage, don't ever stop when things go sour. Know that the whole reason we were together is to really go through this together. And to come to the highest level of love and of acknowledgement. And truly knowing that there is a stage 3, even knowing that there's a stage 3, this is a place where we can be more together than ever before and rejoice in our lives. And this is what I have with my wife. Then there's no greater joy. So thank you. So if anybody wants, we can speak now openly. Any questions, you can stay where you are, or you can fix the chairs. I mean, that's a whole job. But let's we stay where we are, and let's now become a group and talk for a few minutes. Let's do a 5 to 10 minute interchange, okay? Exchange. Yes?
The way you explained it, as a person goes on the journey, I think the language is like the person is welcome to cosmos. It's a very immature mindset. And then as the person goes on the journey, they become more mature and welcome to godless. The question is, when you get to welcome to godless and you look back and you see how you hurt people, you can't even imagine how you acted, whether as a spouse, as a parent, or whatever. I don't know for that, because they're totally a different mindset.
Great question.
Amazing question.
So it's beautiful. The question is, if you've done things in your life when you've fallen into the lower level, into the irate, into the resentful, into the hurt, into the wounded, and you've done things from that place, now when you're aware that that's not what you really would have wanted to do, how can you do tshuva? How can you clean yourself? We know that in halacha it says that you cannot ask God for forgiveness unless you've asked the person whom you've hurt for forgiveness. There has to be an appeasement, an approachement, a reproachement. There has to be some kind of an attempt, and maybe perhaps even numerous times, that the other person's heart should be able to come to forgiveness. And if you truly are sincere, it can truly happen. If really we can make a million mistakes, but if we're aware that it was a mistake, it's already a tremendous thing. But a parent who becomes so hard, the way they treat their child, because they don't accept who that child is, and of course the reaction is that child is now going to be a tremendous reaction against that. So the parent now has to come into relationship with the child. And it's my experience that if you truly do tshuva, if you truly clean, if you clean yourself and ask for help to not do or say the things that you've done in the past, even if you fall, but it's now a relationship and you can apologize. Sometimes it takes a while, a few days. Sometimes then if you really get good at it, it's a few moments. And if you're really there, you can say something and say, so sorry I said that. That's not what I want. Please, let's get right on track. In other words, you catch yourself. You catch yourself and you no longer fall into that lower level because now you have somebody to do it with. The power of relationship is what I think is healing. That there really is a power in this, that we can really do it. The other person has wanted this, but they didn't know how to do it because they thought you might attack them. So again, the inner work is tremendous. We need help to do it. Tshuva, in my opinion, is asking Hashem to clean me. I asked Hashem, how can I do tshuva for things that I did? He said, you just do tshuva